playing a little bit of Madonna as I kick off this birthday edition. So I'm going to do a little bit of dance. We're getting people on. All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back to Tisha Talks Live at 4:45. Louise, yes, I told you, buddy, I would sport the hat. I had to throw bobby pins into it because it's too small for my head because I've just got big brains in here. Anyway, thanks so much for being on with me today. It is a special birthday edition. So happy today, September 15th. I turned 42 and very excited to talk about what I have learned in this past year in my trip around the sun. If you were tuning into this live, then yes, drop me a line, say hello, tell me where you're from. Love to connect with you. And I'm going to just go ahead and dive right in. Couple of announcements. Next Tuesday, so excited. I have my event coming up. It is Social Connect Phoenix. If you're in the Phoenix area, hosting this September 21st from 4 to 6 at the Forum in Chandler. Have an amazing caliber of people coming to this. So excited as I bring this back to the Valley to help the community get connected. So if you're an entrepreneur in the Phoenix area and you're looking to meet up with other entrepreneurs, then I definitely recommend you get there. Social Connect Phoenix. Speaking of that, I want to thank quite a few sponsors for helping me get that back up and running. You see, obviously COVID, I couldn't host it in COVID. So, you know, we're just getting back to it this year. But I want to thank James Christensen at Gateway Bank for supporting this and becoming my title sponsor. Mark Powell with First Option Lending. He is actually covering the very first drink for people. So, you know, make sure that you come on and enjoy some happy hour hors d'oeuvres and stuff with us. And then we've got Aaron with Artists in Color, Aaron Lukili or Aaron Suwan with Lucky You Creative. We have desserts with Faith Williams from the Plant Base and some coffee, cold brew coffee with Empower Coffee Roasters with Denise Napolitano. Photographs from Gordon Murphy. I'm like, Gordon Murray, trying to get all of this in my head as I'm going through. So yes, very exciting stuff. If you do not have plans next Tuesday, September 21st, highly encourage you to get there for Social Connect as we make a comeback at the Forum. All right. Hey, yeah, Nat Handler, another amazing trip around the sun. Thank you so much. I'm excited about this. This has been a crazy year. I think we've all experienced some craziness, right? And I think that there's always a lesson to be learned, even if the circumstances aren't what we imagine them to be, which they rarely ever are. Then there's definitely some learned lessons, some silver linings that I feel that we always go through. And so I want to just dive right into this special birthday edition and talk to you about the things that I have learned as a result of just this year. And what are some of those lessons that I just want to impart on you as you're tuning into this live stream, either catching it live on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, or if you are tuning into the replay. So the first one, and these are in no particular order, but is to stay visible and be open to opportunities. I would say that COVID destroyed a lot of opportunities. You know, I was like, I'm doing this is exciting, got all these things planned, and then all of a sudden it was like out the window, right? So staying visible to opportunities, to creating those opportunities. If opportunities are coming their way to you, then don't turn those down, because this is a way that you can get in front of more people, create that exposure and so on, if it's in alignment with what your vision is, for sure. So as people are coming to me and asking me to speak, I'm saying yes to a lot of those opportunities, because you never know who that's going to connect you with and who you're going to make an impact on. All right, wake up smiling, give some gratitude first. I wasn't always that person, I'll be honest. I would get up in the morning and just go about my day. I'd kind of wake up on the wrong side of the bed usually. And I really had to check myself and say, you know what, there's got to be a better way of just waking up on a positive side and a positive note. So getting up and just starting the day with, I'm so happy to be alive. I get to get up. I don't have to get up, but I get to get up, changing your verbiage a little bit from have to get to. Big credit to Joseph Rosales for teaching me that amazing lesson. But just making sure that you're starting your day with gratitude and knowing that you have a lot to be thankful for. Even if you feel that, I don't really have anything. Yes, you have a lot to be thankful for. You're better off than a lot of people in this world. So getting up and having that attitude of gratitude is going to be huge in the way that it sets you up for the day and making you feel that happiness all day long. All right. The other thing, surround yourself with positive uplifters. I'm just going to say this. I don't watch the news. Hey, Conrad, no worries. Sorry, I'm late. You're fine. You're fine. This is being recorded too. So I like to say I don't watch the news. If you tell me, oh, Tisha, did you read this on the news? Did you hear this on the news? I'm going to tell you, no, I didn't. Why? Because I don't fill my head with that stuff. The other day, I kid you not, my son Caleb he's a club soccer player. And first thing he said to me when I came down the stairs, and mind you, he had just come off of a soccer tournament like in California, is, did you hear about the shooting in Utah at a kids' soccer tournament? Okay, sorry, I don't really want to know that stuff, especially because my kids are at soccer tournaments all the time. And he was telling me how, parents got into altercations and there was guns and kids were injured. And I was like, all right, okay, I don't need to hear this stuff. I'm like, la, 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 first thing in the morning. I don't want to hear it. So don't consume yourself with all the negativity. Don't have CNN or Fox News running all day long, because that is really playing into your head. That's sticking in your head. So no more news. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with uplifting news, positive people, and encouragement. I'll just be honest, not to preach here, but I started listening to Christian music, and I started reading a Bible verse that was sent to me every single day, because that was what really helped me get my day started. And it has made the world of difference just in my life personally. So again, what are you consuming? And is it helping you or is it hurting you? All right. Hey, Megan White, I just want to show your comment up here. Life is full of choices we can choose to live or exist. Thank you so much for that comment, and tune it into this birthday edition. All right. Next up, you can always change your path in life. All right. I know Nat knows this. I am a queen of pivots. I didn't start here and I'm not still there. Like, I have changed my path so many times. COVID was a great example of having to change and pivot and adapt and go and move and not just stay in one spot. You have the ability, if it is not working for you, if you're not excited, if you don't get up in the morning ready to just jump out of bed and go, then maybe something has to change, but you have to be willing to make the change. If you're not happy with where you're at in life, change it. You can change the path that you're on, but you have to make that decision for yourself. I have had times where I didn't have a choice. I mean, some of you guys know my story. I was doing a lot of professional speaking. That was where I was going. I was hosting live events, and I just shared, one of my live events is coming back finally after 18 months of being on hiatus. So we don't always have that control, but we have a choice in what we want to do with our life. We have a choice in how we want to get on that path, and it's up to you to make that happen for you. Hey, Maria, good to see you. Happy birthday. She made it. Thanks so much for being here. I'm just running through my lessons learned on my trip around the sun today. And thanks for joining me live, or if you're catching the replay to this. If you have some lessons, if you're like, Tisha, this is a good lesson I learned too, I'd love for you to throw it in the comments and tell me what that lesson was for you. But I'm going to keep going with some of the lessons that I've learned just to live a happier life. I'm 42. Some of you keep thinking I'm 24. You're so kind. 42, damn proud of it. 40s is actually shaping up to be the best decade of my life, believe it or not. Like, I can't even wait till I get to 50, but I'm going to take it one day at a time. 40s, 42. All right, the next one, start with your priorities. Start with your priorities. I meet so many people that don't start with your priorities. What are your priorities? Or worse yet, they don't know what their priorities are. I want you to just do an exercise and figure out what makes you light up with excitement. What do you get excited about in your day? Do you feel better when you work out? I know I do. Do you love being around your family and certain friends? Well, then make that a priority. I know so many times we just go through our days and we're like, I haven't talked to so-and-so in like 2 years. Well, what the hell is stopping you? Pick up the damn phone. Call the person. Make time for that person. What are your priorities? Start with your priorities. And I guarantee that is going to make you so much happier in your trip around the sun, right? So make sure that you're adding your priorities. This is not, we are born to just work, work, work all day. This is, we're born to live, and we have to be willing to add those things back into our day that make us happy. All right, so priorities. What are your priorities? And start with it. I just shared just a couple minutes ago that my big priority is my faith. And I wasn't always that person. I wasn't always this have to get up and pray and like all this, but I will say that the biggest changes that I've made just in this year, getting up, opening my eyes, thanking God I'm alive, thanking God I've got the legs to get the hell out of my bed and move, thanking God and just having that gratitude factor in my life has made such a big difference. Wednesdays, I'm pretty big into don't really schedule anything except for this Tisha Talks Live. I had lunch with my friend Mark Powell, who's also sponsoring my Social Connect. And I had my Bible study. Like, I love it because it feeds my soul. If you don't have things that are feeding your soul, then I'm going to suggest you find the things that feed your soul. And that is where you will figure out what those priorities are for you. Friends, family, health, kids, exercise, meditation, whatever it is for you, make sure you're adding those things into your day. Oh, nice. Okay, Megan, I like this comment. I'm going to throw this up here. When you get pooped on, think that is manure fertilizer. You will grow. I like that. Way to spin it. All right. Oh, Nat Handler. I have a great Pivot Queen graphic, but it won't let me post it in here. Yeah, see, Nat used to tell me that I was, what did you call me, Nat? Like the Jane of all trades, the master of none. Yeah, I was definitely that girl. I didn't have my shit figured out. I wasn't focused. I was just kind of going from thing to thing to thing. And I'll tell you that like getting really clear on what it is you want for your life is going to make your direction so much better. It's going to be clearer. You're going to know what to focus on. You're going to know what to spend your time on and who to surround yourself with. So if you need help in just getting that clarity, I highly recommend getting that done first. And I'd, of course, love to help you. Yes, and Maria puts up here, you have to have faith. Yes, I'm going to say this. I saw this one day, and I want to say I shared it with a friend too, but it said that faith and hope are not strategies. And I really, really do believe that. I believe that you have to have faith. You've got to have hope. You have to have both of those things for whatever it is that you're going to do in life. But we also know that the other part of that equation is action. You can pray and you can just, have as much faith as you can, but at the same time, you also need to be moving in that direction. You need to move. You need to take those action steps. And that's one thing too. If you're not where you want to be in your trip around the sun, then I want you to just kind of reevaluate and think about it. Like, I know I believe in myself, but am I believing in myself to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing to get there? And if you're stuck at, well, I haven't really moved yet, but I have a lot of faith and I have a lot of hope, that's great, but that's only one part of the equation. Only one part of the equation. All right, here's another one. The only way to grow is to learn, to keep learning, and invest in yourself constantly. I'll say this, I wasn't always that girl. Honestly, when I was starting out in business, I think a lot of us are like, I can't do it. I don't have the money for that. You do have the money for that. Think about all those stupid things that you spend money on. Now imagine if you took that same amount of money and you saved it and you put it into something that's going to better yourself. Every single time that I have invested in myself, it's come back to me so much more. When you keep learning and you keep growing, it's going to come back to you. But so many of us see it as, I can't, I don't want to, it's too much and this. And I say, okay, well, if that's the case, then you're not investing in yourself. And who else is going to invest in you if you won't invest in yourself? So you've got to be the first one to invest in yourself, keep growing, keep learning, and keep moving. All right. Always ask. There's another one. Always ask. I'm a big believer in, I don't care if you say no, I'm going to just keep going and going because eventually someone is going to say yes. right? We've got to have that mentality that we can't get bogged down with this objections and people telling us no. Like, we just got to grow that thick skin and know that, hey, I'm going to keep getting back up. I might not get that yes now, but it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. I have faith and I have hope that it's going to happen. So keep moving forward with it. Always asking the question. That's another one. All right. And the last one that I want to share as we're kind of wrapping this up, and I'm going to obviously play my birthday song as we roll on out of here. But one thing that I wanted to share is this is the biggest lesson I've learned, all right? You can't make people do anything. They have to want it for themselves. And the reason I say this is last year, if you were tuning into Tisha Talks Live, it's like my 1-year anniversary. I started Tisha Talks Live a year ago, and as my big, bold move of just getting up and having a platform where I'm not scripted. I just have to go with the flow no matter what the hell happens, dogs barking, hailstorms, people come into my office, which has happened if you've been watching this, is that I gave a grant. For years, I would give grants to startups. And last year, I was really, really so super pumped and excited. And I gave grants. I gave a grant to a woman, and I gave seats to my academy to help them get their business started because I believed in them. I believed that they could do this and they wanted this badly enough. But sadly, when it came to it, and it just, again, solidified my answer that I wasn't going to do it anymore. I was going to change my script, change my path, that I can't lead you to do anything. And what happened with this is I was giving all of this, these resources and this value. And I was like, let me help you. Here's mentoring. Here's all these things that I want to pour into you. But if you're not going to take advantage and pour that back into you and do it, then I can't help you. And I had to be okay with walking away from that. I love startups, but I feel like there are really only a select few that I've really met that are actually going to move the needle. If you just want to say that you're going to start a business, but never start a business and never do the things to start a business, then I can't help you with that. And that was one big, massive lesson that I learned this year, is that you have got to want it more than anything. You have to want it. If I want it more than you do, then Houston, we have a serious problem, because I can't be the one to push you. You have to push yourself. Biggest lesson I've learned, I've had to do it for myself. I've had to push myself. Nobody's going to push me. I have to do it, right? I have a lot of people that are cheerleaders, that are supporters, that encourage me. But at the end of the day, it's me against me. So there's a massive lesson that I learned in my trip around the sun. Okay, so people can give you handouts, people can give you resources, they can give you value, they can be like, here's everything I did to grow, and here's everything for you. All you have to do is take it by the reins and do it. And how many of those people will actually do it? Be the one that does it. Okay. All right. So there's another lesson for you. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these comments. Yes. Maria, you need to move and make it happen. Speaking of make it happen, earlier this month, I launched the Make It Happen Hub because I want to surround myself with people who are driven. Maybe they need a little bit of support and a little bit of help and accountability, but they're driven. And that's really what you need. If you don't have the drive, then you might as well not do it. Okay, because you need the drive. You need to be able to push yourself to move. All right, Conrad, forgiveness versus permission. Thanks so much. Okay, I can't remember what that lesson was in relation to, but thanks for sharing. I'll have to go back and watch this. Maria, we need to take chances to see the odds. Yes, Maria, my last book is called What Are the Odds? And the subtitle is a mom shares her good, bad, and what the F moments in life and business. I was blanking there for a little bit. It's that like 42-year-old brain of mine, right? So I get it. What are the odds? In my book, I share a lot about the struggles I've had. I've shared some of the successes, because there are more struggles than there are successes. And we have to know that that's how it's going to be. It's not always going to be a success story every time you do something. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to pick yourself back up. You're going to have to fail. And that's okay. It's all part of the process. We've got to learn to trust the process, trust that we can do this, and keep moving forward. All right. Speaking of, Nat, keep moving forward and choose happiness. There you go. Most importantly, make a choice every day to be successful. I love this, Nat. I'm going to keep this up there for a second. So make a choice every day to be successful. Your version of success is not everybody else's version of success. So I'm going to recommend to you that you figure out what success looks like for you. Success for me is, did I add the priorities in that I wanted to have in my day? Did I add family, faith, health into my day? Did I get the 3 things on my list that I had to accomplish done? Did I move the needle? Did I make the progress? Am I working toward my goals, even in the smallest of increments? Because that stuff, believe it or not, adds up so much. So are you doing those things? And like Nat said, making a choice every day to be successful. I love it. Thanks, Nat. And Nat, you said something else here. You've grown in leaps and bounds when it comes to saying no. Yeah, again, going back to that, I mean, Nat knows. I said yes to every single thing that came across my desk. Yes, I will judge your beauty pageant. No, I actually said no to that. You know, but a lot of things that came across my desk weren't really in alignment with my values or my vision or my mission. And so when you have something to compare it to, like, I don't really want to do those things, like that doesn't really align, it's not going to get me further to my goal or closer to my goal, then you can absolutely say no. And it's okay. Boundaries are so important. And if there's anything that I've learned in my 40s, it's that you've got to have boundaries in place. You absolutely have to. All right. So there it is. Okay. Yeah. Maria, girl, I'm sensing the same values with you. Yeah. Yeah. My values, let's see, integrity, authenticity, energy, positivity. Those are the things that I value the most. And if you are valuing those things, then you and I, we're going to get along really well because we are so in alignment that way. All right. Well, I know it's 5:07 and I just wanted to be respectful of everybody's time. I'm going to close this out with some birthday music. So this song I found just on Spotify, and if you guys haven't heard it, it's Madonna's birthday song. How appropriate, right? It's fun stuff. All right. I hope that works. Yes. All right. I'm going to do a little dance for you guys just for birthday sake. All right, guys. Well, I just want to say thanks so much for joining me for this special birthday edition. Very excited. Thanks for listening to my lessons on the trip around the sun. And I hope that helped. If you are having challenges in your business, then, you know, absolutely connect with me. Let's talk about it. And let's get you back on the right path. That's what I do for a living, is business mentoring and branding and all sorts of fun stuff to help entrepreneurs get going. So make sure that you connect with me if we're not already connected. And then, yeah, have a great day, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and probably take a birthday nap. I know it's kind of sad, right? But that's it for today's show. I just want to say thanks again for being on with me live. If you're in the Phoenix area and joining me next Tuesday at Social Connect, I will see you there. So excited. So many new faces coming that I have yet to meet. And again, special thanks to my sponsors, and special thanks to Ken Chan from the Mighty PC for also sponsoring Tisha Talks Live. Got him a new client because of this. Bruce Carnahan, big shout out to you, my friend in the blue shirt, for supporting my sponsor and buying your latest laptop from Ken. That's awesome. I love being able to connect good people to each other. Hey, Royce Blake, thank you so much. Royce saying happy birthday, Tisha, off of YouTube. I appreciate you, my friend. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. I'll see you back next Wednesday with another Tisha Talks Live. See ya.